So I had the VR cover replacement facial interface for the Quest 2, and for me, there was too much light leakage around the nose, like way more than the standard facial interface that comes with the Quest. And the PU polyurethane material itself makes you sweat a lot, and that was to be expected because it's polyurethane, it's plastic. So I sold mine on because the extra light leakage just, well, more light leakage is worse than less light leakage. And whilst it felt, slightly softer and a bit more cushioned than the standard interface, letting in a load more light around my nose was just no use. So I had a few people in the comments. I've just realised I haven't put my mic on. Hold on a second. Hopefully you could still hear me. It was only on the desk. So professional. Yeah, I had a few of you in the comments say to me about this Amazon one, which is actually, according to this, a facale interface bracket vent design, because clearly they can't spell facial. But yeah, a couple of you said try this, Carl. It's got two different nose guards of different sizes, and I thought, okay, well, that sounds quite interesting. It also comes with two different thickness of pads, just like the VR cover one does. It also comes with lens covers that, again, I would never use, and I'm sure a lot of you won't either. And it comes with some instructions and what have you. And it was 23 quid. And I think the VR cover one was it 36 with postage? I think I paid something like that. So quite a bit cheaper. Anyway, I thought, oh, do you know what? Why not? Let's give it a go. Not only for my own benefit, but for the good of you lot as well, to know whether it's worth buying. Because whenever you see something on Amazon or on eBay that looks like it's going to do the same job as something else that's more expensive, it's always tempting to buy it, even though deep down we all know it's probably going to be crap. Nonetheless, some of us still buy it. So this is kind of what's happened here. The quality of this, the plastic is noticeably cheaper and lighter than the VR cover one, and of course the original Oculus one, but it fits perfectly, it clips in good and solid. I've never had it fall out, it doesn't squeak or anything like that. So in spite of the feeling of lightness and cheapness, it does actually fit just fine. The interchangeable nose guards just push on the bottom here. They just go on like that. You see there's a gap that runs through the middle of it. You kind of open that gap up and slide it over the end here. So there's two of these for two different shaped noses. Now for me, one of them definitely blocked out more light than the other, but neither of them blocked out as much light as the original Quest interface. So for me, that was still a negative. The actual polyurethane cushioning parts are nowhere near as soft and squishy as the VR cover ones. They do feel a little softer than the original foam because this foam is quite scratchy and a little harsh on your face. But so they are a touch softer than that, but they're not as soft as the VR cover ones. So that was okay. They Velcro on in exactly the same fashion as the VR cover one does, and you've got these vents along the top there. Yeah, that's all the vents there is for airflow to stop you steaming up. So they're reasonably well thought out. And these Velcro on just fine, the thinner one and the thicker one. There's not a huge difference in thickness. I mean, it's a couple of mil, and that's all okay. But the biggest problem I've got with this, and why I won't use it and why I won't recommend it to anybody, is because this facial interface is too wide. So when I have this, on my face, there is light coming in all around the sides here, which there never has been on the original Quest interface, nor on the VR cover one. And if we compare, let me just put one of these on, and then we can compare it side by side to the original Quest one. You may be able to see what I mean by it being wider at the sides. It's not going to be the easiest thing to show you. I'll try. You may be able to see the difference. You may not. But this one obviously is the aftermarket one. You can see it doesn't curve in as tightly around the sides, or at least I'm hoping you can see. You can see that there's a much... So if this was a skateboard ramp, this one's a much greater angle, and this one would be like for beginners. So, you know, as this sits around your head here at the sides, it doesn't let any light in. Whereas this one, well, look, you can actually see on camera through the side of the facial interface and the other side as well. So that's the problem I've got with these. Now, this is going to depend on face and head shape and size, of course. So if you take a look at my boat race and you think yours is wider and maybe a bit flatter or fatter, I don't know, then perhaps this will be okay for you, should you be unhappy with the original one. Maybe the original one feels a little snug around your temples, in which case this would... Okay, yeah, so if the original one feels a little snug around the side of your face, around the temples, then this would be a good shout because it is that little bit wider. So maybe there is an application for it there. And again, it does have the interchangeable nose guards. For me, neither of them were as good as the original, but this is all, you know, head and face shape dependent. So I suppose really what I should say is the quality is pretty decent for the price compared to the VR cover one, which is literally 50% more. It fits, it works just fine. The material is the same polyurethane. The Velcro works just fine to Velcro them on. The nose guards are interchangeable and okay. And if you do want to use lens covers, they're there. But you will need a slightly wider or fatter or, pardon me, flatter face, perhaps, whatever it might be, to take up that gap at the sides there. Otherwise, if you've got your standard interface and it doesn't feel snug at the sides, like when it's obviously pressed into place properly, then it's probably not for you. If this does feel tight, then maybe you want one of those. But yeah, that's probably the most objective way to review it. There might be a few of you out there, in which case I will put a link in the description, in case some of you find the original one a bit snug and you want to try a wider one, then you know you can. But yeah, that's my review of that for 23 quid. If it fits your face well, you'll be just fine. And if, like me, your face is too narrow, you're going to have light all coming in around the sides, and for me again around the nose. So yeah, lovely. That's my review of the cheapo Amazon Facule interface, as it says on the box. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, take it easy.